journeys, if that sounds right, within their own search or journeys or whatever led them to whatever to watch this video. It's for those people. It's not for entertainment. I'm not trying to promote anything, not trying to sell anything, don't want any money. I'm a humble man. I work for a living. I've done a little traveling. It doesn't make me anything special. Just one of the many beings on the face of this planet that is maybe just trying to find out where we're at or what's going on. So hopefully this will help anyone who's on their own journey looking for whatever it is they're looking for, whatever it is they're trying to connect the dots with, and hopefully this is a piece of the puzzle for whoever needs this. So anyway, so I came across these Ethiopian crosses. Well, I'm sure there's a much the Aramaic name for it I'm not aware of. Maybe I should have found out what it is, but many who are in the Rastafari movement know of what this is. So these are Ethiopian crosses that many if you ever been to Ethiopia, well, I mean, I have personally, and many people wear these around their necks, very close to their neck. It's a loop here. They wear it close to their neck, right close to their voice box. And what I was told when I was there is that they believe, the belief is that when you wear it close there, it's a protection of some kind, of any curses or whatever, bad spirits or something like that, whatever it may be, whatever you believe, it's up to you. I'm not directing what to believe or what not to. But this is what I was told while I was in Ethiopia, and I was there for a decent amount of time. What I saw on a regular basis, literally while I was there, was that didn't matter who was wearing it, or even people that I talked with. It didn't matter how deep they were about being conscious or what religion was to them or anything like that. There were all sorts of people I came across, some conscious, some not, but majority of them wore these crosses around their necks. Now these crosses are a little more intricate and very detailed. I found these on the internet. Normally I would never buy on the internet this kind of thing, but when I saw what I saw, it shocked me because of this FlatEarth thing also. And this is also about Rastafari, King Tafari, Rastafari, being alive and well. And I've got a picture that I'm gonna show you that I found I don't believe by chance. I don't believe in chance. I don't believe in that whole. I don't live by that. I believe things are directed, but I'm not going to get into that. That's for each and every one to figure out on their own. So what I found in a African decor book at a place that I worked in Manhattan was a picture of four priests of Ethiopia. Now this is an African decor book, so it was about jewelry, African jewelry, and their beads and all that. And what I found, it just shocked me. I couldn't believe what I found. It was incredible, actually. And I thought at first I was just kind of making it up and making it seem as if it's something that I want. But when I came across the Rastafari movement, it was when I read the biography of Haile Selassie that overwhelmed me within. it actually it bothered me that wow, all this could happen back then in such a way, and they get away with so much. Now I don't know who's wrong and who's right. I'm not, I believe there is a way of taking care of matter instead of war, but that's not, again, that's another story, another video, I guess. But at the same time, the just it really overwhelmed me. And now me personally, I'm a Jamaican American. I was first generation born, second person in my family born in New York, and but my roots are essentially Jamaican. My father was Puerto Rican, died before I was born. I never knew him, so I was mostly raised on my Jamaican side, which is cool. No hatred for either side. I'm in love with both, in balance with both in that sense. Anyway, so. I'm not, I grew up with the, hearing about the Rastafarian movement and somewhat understood it, but never really got it until I was in Germany. And when I read and, I met a lot of white Rastafarians, and it shocked me that the white Rastafarians were more into it, and, well, they would seem more into it more than, the black Rastafarians that I had met, which... it's a funny thing how it worked out like that, because I was actually embarrassed that when I went to Germany and I knew so little of it, but here it is, I tend to look like a Rastafarian, and that was never intended to look like that. It's a natural thing that came about of just growing your hair long and your hair locks, and anyway, that's another story. Point is that I wasn't on anyone's side until I read that biography in such a way, and it really made me see a certain light at the time. So I don't call myself a Rastafarian, but many will call me a Rastafarian, and I respect it, and that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. It's pure positivity. You're calling me Rastafari, King Tafari's name, in respect, and that's greatly respected. So. But I personally don't boast about being one or trying to be one, but I do uphold a certain value of morals that I believe that everyone truly should, not just Rastafarian, but every human being in such a way. So this is why I'm sharing this video, because there's some things I keep coming across and no one ever connects the dots, and I just, the way I did it was it's my own experiences that led me to this very point, and it's not saying that this is the last point, but there are many points to be made. But what I had found was these Ethiopian crosses that reminded me of the Flat Earth movement, and in the Flat Earth movement, they show you a map, or they show you a lot of times a disc plate, a pie, basically. And in the Bible, it talks about 4 corners of the face of the earth, which to me, again, it talks about the firmament being above and under, and it's hard to dispute when it says firmament that that wasn't an accident. That's saying that there's material above us and material below us, and we're in between. So there's some truth to it, but again, I guess it's up for you to figure it out, and I don't know. Again, I just hope that this is help. But what I had found was also concerning Mount Miro, which ironically, and also this is also about distortion of history, fraud, lying about history. History has been definitely tampered with, and this is a part of that. But what I'd found was that Mount Meru, what they talk about in the Hindu perspective, Mount Meru was a 4-continent what do you call it? A massive land mass. Sorry about that. And that it had four continents, or 4 land masses, And if you look at the theme of most Ethiopian crosses, you have four in the middle, this square, which again, I mean, I'm sure some religious people who study the symbols will tell you, no, it really means this, it really means that, and that's okay, and that's fine. I'm not disputing that. I'm not a a learned man. I just do my own little researches, and this is what I come up with. So again, Mount Meru, in the Hindu cosmology or philosophy, it talks about this continent in the middle with four land masses. But I believe that also this is the disk of the sun and the moon. If you see, going in and out, in and out, in and out, that's the sun and the moon path, is the way I'm seeing it. And of course, the what flat earthers call the ice edge that surrounds us all. And then you got this cross. Now the funny thing about Mount Meru is that there's a Mount Meru in Africa, and what's interesting is that it's just down the road from Ethiopia. But also keep in mind, once all of the landmass and it shrunk to states when when wars started or something, I don't know, something happened just 200 years ago that changed it all. But passports has a big deal to do with it. But the Ethiopia, all of Africa was named Ethiopia. And if anyone knows their history, Africa is the name of a Roman, may be considered by some a white man, Scipio Africanus. That's because he conquered northern Africa or something like that. I don't remember the total story, but don't quote me on that totally. But I know the name is from a Roman called Scipio Africanus. And before it was called Africa, it was called at one point or another Ethiopia. And Ethiopia, it means mixed people, and that's what Ethiopia, all of Africa, well, what's called all of Africa now, was named. Before it was named that, or it was understood, I guess, in the mass in some way, or who knows what collective history was taken out that understood it and said that it was understood that all of Africa was Ethiopia at one point, where you get the words ethnic. Anything starts with etho, earth. Well, maybe not earth, but maybe so. But in etymology, it might be that they're related. Anyway, so this theme with the cross, the center in the middle, this square in the middle with the cross is dominant in all their. And I thought maybe this isn't actually having nothing to do with the cross at all, but really it's just really a map or a symbol of what Earth really looks like. And again, this is for the flat earthers. Again, I can't prove the Earth is flat or round, but I have more proof that it's flat than it is round. You can't deny your senses. You can't believe things that are ridiculous. And these guys like Neil deGrasse and this other dude, oh man, these guys, they pour it on, and clearly a lot of people must be must be dumb, because they do follow it. They do follow it. See, that's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to wear on your neck. Like this. It has a loop here. So now this is fairly big cross, but these crosses that I got, they were extremely detailed. And sorry, it's not focusing the way I thought it should be, but they're extremely detailed. And on the back of this one, it has the Star of David. If you look here, you'll see six dots encased in this outline, which is the Star of David. You see, you got the pyramid going up and the pyramid going down. Feminine, female, male, or who knows what else, a box. But it's also a box within a box. But also, I think Mount Meru in Africa may be the true Mount Miro that the Hindu cosmology